Seniors, wash this spot daily or risk that embarrassing old smell. Have you ever walked into a room and noticed an odd scent? One that seems to follow you? Maybe it's faint, a little sour, almost musty. And even after you've showered, changed clothes, and sprayed deodorant, it still lingers. You might think it's your laundry, or maybe your shoes. But what if the smell is coming from one small part of your body that almost no one talks about? And here's the part that might shock you. This scent, sometimes called old person smell, has nothing to do with hygiene or age itself. It comes from a specific biological change that happens after 60, and unless you clean one overlooked area the right way each day, this smell can stick to your clothes, your furniture, and even the air around you. Most seniors have no idea what's causing it. But once you know, you'll never forget it. Today, we'll walk through the real reasons behind this hidden scent, what causes it to get worse over time, and the small daily shifts that can restore your confidence, your freshness, and your sense of comfort. Let's begin with one of the most misunderstood habits that might be making the problem worse. Let's start with number 7, overusing antibacterial soaps and body washes. You've probably been told that staying clean means using strong soaps, especially those that say antibacterial or deep clean on the label. Many people over 60 buy these products hoping to fight off odor or feel fresher. On the surface, it makes sense. If odor is a problem, then more soap must be the solution, right? But here's what most people don't realize. Over-cleansing with harsh soaps can actually make body odor worse, especially for older adults. The skin is not just a layer to scrub. It's a living ecosystem filled with good bacteria that help protect you. These helpful microbes maintain your skin's natural barrier, control moisture, and even neutralize unwanted odors. When you use strong antibacterial soaps every day, especially on delicate areas like the neck folds, behind the ears, or under the breasts, you can strip away this protective layer. That makes it easier for bad bacteria to take over. And those bacteria produce a compound called 2-nonenal, the chemical responsible for that distinct, aged smell that clings to fabric and skin. A study published by the Japan Research Institute found that 2-nonenal increases significantly in people over 60. It's not because they're unclean. It's because their skin chemistry changes. When sebum, the oil your skin produces, breaks down with oxygen, it creates this compound. Without the right bacteria to balance it, the smell becomes stronger. You might have noticed it. You've just stepped out of the shower. You've used soap, shampoo, and deodorant, yet by late afternoon, there's a smell again. You change your shirt, wash your face, but it keeps returning. That's not poor hygiene. It's an imbalance in your skin's natural defense system. This issue affects more than just scent. When your skin's barrier is stripped, it becomes drier, more irritated, and more prone to cracking. That can lead to rashes, itching, or even infections, especially in areas where skin folds and traps moisture. Behind the knees, around the groin, or under the arms are all areas where this cycle gets worse. So, what can you do? Here's the good news. You don't need to scrub harder or use stronger products. In fact, the solution is much gentler. Switch to a pH-balanced, fragrance-free cleanser with moisturizing ingredients like glycerin or oatmeal. These help cleanse without stripping the skin. Even better, introduce a probiotic skin mist or body cream that helps restore the good bacteria on your skin. Many brands now offer microbiome-friendly products designed specifically for older skin. Have you felt like your skin gets tighter, drier, or itchier the more you clean it? That's not just aging. That's your skin telling you it needs a softer approach. You don't need to stop cleaning. You just need to clean smarter. When you do, you may notice the smell begins to fade, your skin becomes softer, and your confidence starts to return. Now let's move on to another area that's often neglected, and when left unwashed, it becomes a major contributor to that lingering odor. Number 6, forgetting to wash behind the ears. It seems like such a small thing. After all, when you take a shower or wash your face, water runs over that area anyway. It's easy to assume that a quick rinse is enough. But this one little spot, just behind your ears, can become one of the most concentrated sources of odor on your entire body, especially as you age. What most people don't realize is that the skin behind the ears is different. It contains a high number of sebaceous glands, the same type found on your scalp and upper chest. These glands produce sebum, a natural oil that keeps the skin soft and protected. But as we grow older, the composition of sebum changes. It becomes more oxidized, which means it reacts with the air and breaks down differently. The result is a waxy film that can trap bacteria and produce a very specific musky scent. This is where the trouble begins. Because the area behind the ears is warm, hidden, and often overlooked during daily washing, it becomes a perfect environment for odor-causing bacteria, and the scent is persistent. Even after washing your hair or using perfume, if that small area hasn't been properly cleaned, the smell lingers. You might have experienced this without realizing it. Have you ever caught a faint whiff of something sour or stale when putting on your glasses or adjusting your hearing aid? Or maybe a family member hugged you and you noticed a smell afterwards that wasn't coming from your clothes. It could be this exact spot. Doctors have started calling this the forgotten crease, because even people with excellent hygiene habits miss it. And the consequences are more than cosmetic. If not cleaned properly, the buildup of oils and bacteria can lead to clogged pores, irritation, and even small skin infections. A 2021 dermatology review from a European skin health journal noted that behind-the-ear odor in older adults is often linked to sebaceous imbalance and microbial overgrowth. These issues don't get fixed with regular shampoo or body wash alone. They require targeted, gentle care. Here's how to take care of it. Use a warm, damp cloth and gently cleanse the skin behind the ears every day. Do it separately from your face or scalp washing, using mild soap or a micellar water designed for sensitive skin. Focus on the crease where the ear meets the head. Rinse thoroughly and dry completely. If you wear glasses or hearing aids, give those a daily clean too. Oils can transfer from skin to plastic and amplify the odor. You might notice that within a few days of making this one small change, the air around you feels fresher. Your pillowcase smells cleaner. You feel more comfortable sitting close to others or having conversations without that nagging worry of how you smell. Have you felt this sense of self-consciousness? Like no matter how clean you are, something still feels off? You're not imagining it. Most people ignore this small spot, but that's where the damage and the embarrassment begins. The good news is you're in control. A few seconds a day can make all the difference in how you feel and how others perceive you. If this is making sense so far, take a second and subscribe. And if you want daily tips and support, visit thegoldenyearsrx.com and join the community. Next, let's talk about a personal item you use every day that might be absorbing this odor and recycling it back into your skin. Number 5. Not regularly washing your eyeglasses or hearing aids. You might be wondering what this has to do with body odor. After all, your glasses and hearing devices aren't part of your skin. But here's what most people don't realize. These personal items are in constant contact with one of the most oil-producing and sweat-prone areas of the body, your face, temples, and behind your ears. If they aren't cleaned properly, they collect a silent buildup of oil, bacteria, dead skin cells, and environmental particles that get recycled back onto your skin every day. Think about how many times your glasses slide slightly on your face, or you touch them to adjust them. That movement transfers oils from your fingers, sebum from your skin, and even residual soap or shampoo from your scalp. Over time, the arms of your glasses and the casing of your hearing aids become coated in an invisible film that traps bacteria. These bacteria interact with sweat and natural oils to create an unpleasant scent that can cling to the skin and even transfer to your clothes and pillowcases. Have you ever taken off your glasses and noticed a faint greasy smell near the nose pads or ear tips? That's a telltale sign. The smell may not be strong at first, but as the buildup increases, so does the odor. And here's the tricky part. Because it's coming from an object rather than your body, washing yourself alone won't fix it. The smell comes back because the source was never addressed. In seniors, this issue can become more pronounced for a few reasons. First, as the skin becomes drier and thinner with age, it's more prone to holding onto odors when exposed to external contaminants. Second, if vision or dexterity is reduced, it's easier to forget to clean small items like glasses, especially when they don't look visibly dirty. A clinical study published in the Journal of Geriatric Dermatology found that bacteria levels on eyeglass arms and hearing aid casings were significantly higher in older adults who wore them daily without weekly cleaning. In some cases, the bacterial content on the devices was even higher than on the skin, meaning they were actively contributing to odor and irritation. But the fix is simple. At least once a day, take a clean, damp microfiber cloth and gently wipe down the entire surface of your glasses or hearing aid casing. You can use a small amount of mild soap, then dry thoroughly with a soft cloth. If you have silicone nose pads or soft ear tips, consider replacing them monthly or as needed. These small details are often the most overlooked, yet they come in the closest contact with skin. Have you felt like no matter how often you wash your face, something still doesn't smell quite right? Or that you clean your ears and behind your neck, yet the odor persists? It could be the very devices that sit on your skin all day. You're not alone in this. Most people never think to clean what they wear on their face. But once you start, the difference is immediate. You may find that your glasses feel more comfortable, your skin feels fresher, and the invisible film of odor around you fades almost overnight. Next, we'll move on to a part of the body that rarely gets washed properly, but is one of the top contributors to the so-called old smell. Number 4. Skipping the belly button during your daily wash. It might sound odd, even a little silly, but the belly button is one of the most overlooked areas on the human body and one of the most common sources of hidden odor in seniors. It's small, easy to miss, and not something most people think needs much attention. You may wash your face, underarms, and feet every day, but the belly button often gets rinsed quickly and forgotten. What most people don't realize is that the belly button is a warm, dark, slightly moist environment. That makes it the perfect breeding ground for bacteria and yeast. Over time, sweat, dead skin cells, body oil, and even remnants of lotion or soap can collect in this tiny space. And unless it's gently cleaned every day, it becomes a source of unpleasant scent, one that you might not detect immediately, but that others can pick up on, especially when they're near you. In fact, researchers at North Carolina State University found that the average human belly button can host up to 67 different species of bacteria. These microbes are not inherently bad, but when they build up in an enclosed, unwashed space, they begin to break down skin oils and moisture into compounds that smell sour, musty, or vinegary. In seniors, where skin folds may deepen and cleaning may be less thorough due to mobility limitations, the problem tends to grow silently over time. Have you ever noticed a faint odor when leaning forward or standing up after sitting for a while? Or felt a sticky residue near your waistband that you couldn't quite explain? That could be the result of belly button buildup. Left unwashed, it may also lead to redness, irritation, or even mild infections, especially in those with deeper navels or skin sensitivity. Cleaning this area is not about scrubbing hard or using harsh products. In fact, being too aggressive can cause irritation. What works best is a soft cotton swab or cloth dipped in warm water or a gentle cleanser. Clean in small, circular motions once a day. If you're using soap, make sure it's mild and fragrance-free. After rinsing, gently pat the area dry. Keeping the navel clean and dry helps prevent both odor and skin issues. You might be surprised how quickly things improve. Many seniors who add this simple habit to their routine report feeling fresher throughout the day. Their clothes smell better. That mysterious lingering scent around the waistline disappears, and they feel more confident sitting close to others or participating in social gatherings. Have you ever felt self-conscious bending over in public or raising your arms near someone else, even when you were freshly showered? You're not imagining things. When small areas are missed in daily hygiene, the odor can seem to come from nowhere. But the good news is that awareness solves the problem. A few seconds of attention during your shower can eliminate one of the most common, but least talked about sources of that unwanted scent. Next, let's look at a part of the body where skin folds naturally trap moisture and bacteria, and that most people think they're cleaning properly, but often aren't. Number 3. Neglecting the skin folds beneath the breasts or around the groin. These areas are rarely talked about openly, yet they're among the most common places where odor begins. For both men and women, folds in the skin develop naturally with age. Weight gain, loss of skin elasticity, and gravity all contribute to creases beneath the chest, in the groin, and even under the stomach. And within these folds, something happens quietly. What most people don't realize is that these areas create warm, enclosed environments. That warmth, combined with moisture from sweat, creates a perfect environment for bacteria, yeast, and skin fungi to grow. Over time, this leads to a sour, musty, or sometimes sharp scent that clings to the skin and fabric, especially underwear and bras. This is not a matter of poor hygiene. Many seniors wash regularly but don't realize that rinsing alone isn't enough to clean inside skin folds. Water may run over the area, but unless you gently open and wash inside the crease, the bacteria remain. And the smell builds. You might have experienced this without knowing the cause. Have you ever noticed your underwear or bra beginning to smell faster than your outer clothes, even when you've just showered? Or perhaps a stubborn odor that lingers after activity, especially in warm weather? That's likely the result of trapped sweat and bacteria in these overlooked folds. A clinical report in the International Journal of Dermatology showed that skin fold areas are among the most common locations for intertrigo, a condition where moisture and friction cause redness, odor, and sometimes painful rashes. Left untreated, it can also lead to secondary fungal or bacterial infections. But it's not just physical discomfort. There's an emotional layer as well. Feeling self-conscious about body odor, especially from such intimate areas, can lead many seniors to withdraw from close interactions, avoid social outings, or even distance themselves from their partners. This doesn't have to be your story. There is a gentler way to manage these areas. Start with a soft cloth and a gentle, pH-balanced soap. Carefully lift and clean under the folds, whether beneath the breasts, under the belly, or around the groin. After rinsing, pat the area fully dry. This is key. Moisture left behind can quickly lead to irritation or odor. You can also use a non-talc body powder or a moisture-absorbing sheet to keep the area dry during the day. Some seniors benefit from a breathable, antimicrobial fabric liner placed under the breasts or inside the underwear band. These small changes can reduce odor, soothe the skin, and restore your comfort without adding any extra complexity to your routine. Have you felt like no matter how clean you are, there's still a part of your body that feels warm, sticky, or slightly uncomfortable by midday? That's not just the weather. It's your body telling you where to focus a little extra care. You don't have to live with hidden discomfort. And you certainly don't have to carry a scent that makes you feel embarrassed or withdrawn. A little awareness, a little adjustment, and you're back in control. Hit subscribe so you don't miss what's next. And come say hello at thegoldenyearsrx.com. We're building something special there for seniors like you. Next, we'll talk about one of the most surprising places that body odor can hide, and it's something you likely touch every day without realizing it. Number 2, neglecting your hands, specifically the spaces between your fingers and under your nails. Hands are the most used part of the body. They touch everything. We use them to eat, clean, dress, adjust our hearing aids or glasses, and carry things throughout the day. But despite this, most people wash their hands quickly and without attention to detail. A few seconds under water, a bit of soap, and it's done. But that brief rinse might not be enough, especially as we age. What most people don't realize is that the skin between your fingers, around your knuckles, and beneath your fingernails is one of the top collectors of odor-causing bacteria. Throughout the day, oils, food particles, dead skin, and environmental debris accumulate in these small spaces. In seniors, the skin on the hands can become drier, thinner, and more textured, which creates more places for bacteria to settle and grow. You may not notice it immediately, but others might, especially when shaking hands, preparing food, or simply sitting in close quarters. Have you ever felt like a faint scent followed you into the room, but you couldn't place where it was coming from? It may not be your clothes or your breath. It could be your hands. One of the most overlooked areas is under the fingernails. Dirt and bacteria gather here, particularly in slightly curved or ridged nails, which are common in older adults. As circulation decreases with age and nail growth slows, the space under the nails can become a holding zone for tiny bits of skin, oil, and residue from whatever you touched that day. A research article from the Journal of Clinical Microbiology found that the space beneath the fingernails can harbor more bacteria than other parts of the body, even more than the forearm or neck. This is why in healthcare environments, staff are often required to keep nails short and clean, as hidden germs under the nails can spread easily. This is not just a hygiene issue. It is also about self-perception and dignity. Seniors who feel that their hands are not fresh may begin to avoid social gestures like handshakes or may feel uneasy handling objects that others will use. That quiet discomfort builds over time. But here's the good news. A small change in your routine can make a big difference. When washing your hands, take an extra 10 to 15 seconds to clean between your fingers and around your nails. Use a soft nail brush a few times a week with warm water and mild soap. Avoid aggressive scrubbing, which can irritate the skin, especially if your hands are dry. If you use hand cream, apply it sparingly and allow it to fully absorb. Excess product can mix with bacteria and sweat to create a musty scent that lingers on the skin. Have you ever lifted your hands to your face and caught a faint smell you didn't expect? That moment of surprise or embarrassment can be avoided with this simple habit. Not because you're dirty, but because these tiny crevices don't get enough attention. Hands are one of the first parts of you that other people interact with. They also reflect your sense of care and pride. Keeping them clean in the right way helps you feel more confident, more connected, and more in control of how you show up in the world. Now we've arrived at number 1. This is the single most overlooked spot on the body that, if not cleaned properly each day, almost guarantees a lingering smell, even after a fresh shower. Let's get into it. Number 1. Failing to properly clean the back of the neck and upper spine. This is the spot most seniors never think about. You wash your face, your chest, your arms, your legs, but the back of the neck, especially the area at the top of the spine just beneath the hairline, is often completely missed. And that's a problem, because this small zone is one of the most concentrated hotspots for scent-causing oils in the aging body. What most people don't realize is that the skin at the back of your neck contains a dense cluster of sebaceous glands. These glands secrete sebum, an oily substance that protects and lubricates the skin. In younger adults, sebum helps maintain elasticity and hydration. But as we age, the composition of this oil changes. It becomes thicker and more prone to oxidation. When it mixes with dead skin cells, sweat, and even environmental particles like dust or pollen, it can create a distinctive, slightly sour or metallic smell. You might not be able to smell it yourself, but others can, especially when hugging, sitting close, or sharing spaces like a car or living room. And no amount of perfume or body spray will cover it because it's coming from deep within the skin. Have you ever noticed your pillowcase developing a scent quickly, or found that your shirt collar starts to smell faster than the rest of your clothes? That might be your clue. This area, when not properly cleaned, becomes a reservoir for odor that transfers to fabric and lingers in the air around you. A dermatology study from Kyoto University examined sebum production in seniors and found that the highest concentration of 2-nonenal, the compound responsible for age-related body scent, was located on the back of the neck and behind the ears. The researchers concluded that these regions, often missed in daily hygiene routines, play a key role in what is commonly referred to as old person smell. This odor has nothing to do with neglect. It's simply a matter of physiology and overlooked technique. Most people assume that letting shampoo run down the neck is enough to clean it. But it's not. You need gentle friction, warm water, and a focused approach. Here's how to do it. Use a soft cloth or a long-handled sponge if mobility is an issue. Apply a gentle cleanser, preferably pH-balanced and unscented, and gently scrub the base of the skull, around the top of the spine, and along the hairline at the back. Pay attention to the small folds where oil builds up most. Rinse thoroughly, then pat dry. If you use hair products, make sure to clean the area again, as residue often runs down and settles at the neck. This single step added to your routine can make a dramatic difference. Many seniors who begin cleaning this one spot daily report that odors around the collar and pillow vanish within a few days. More importantly, They feel fresher and more confident around loved ones, in public, and during social gatherings. Have you felt unsure about your scent even right after showering? Wondered why you still notice something off, despite your best efforts? This could be the final piece of the puzzle. You don't need more soap or stronger sprays. You just need to go to the source. Your body is trying to protect you, and now you can protect it simply and effectively. Before we close, let's talk about how to put all of this into a simple daily flow that feels doable, gentle, and empowering. And of course, 2 small things you can do today to stay connected and supported. So now you know, that old smell that most seniors quietly worry about doesn't mean you're dirty, careless, or past your prime. It simply means your body is changing in ways that most people were never taught to notice, let alone fix. But here's the truth. Every step you've heard today is something you can start right now. Not next week. Not when it gets worse. Today. And it doesn't require expensive products or complicated routines. Just a few shifts in how you treat your body, your skin, your daily care. And the result? A fresher, cleaner, more confident you. A you that people want to hug a little longer. That feels lighter getting into bed at night. That walks into a room and doesn't wonder, can they smell me? You deserve to feel that kind of ease, that kind of freedom. If even one part of this video helped you, or opened your eyes to something you'd never considered before, take a second and subscribe to our channel. It helps us reach more people like you, people who are ready to age with power, clarity, and dignity. And if you want even more tools, daily routines, and supportive guidance, visit us at thegoldenyearsrx.com. It's our private community of like-minded seniors who are taking charge of their health one smart habit at a time. Because aging isn't about losing who you are. It's about rediscovering what helps you feel fully alive, and we're here to walk that journey with you. Every single day. Until next time, take care of yourself. You're worth it.